Happening. I'm happy to be here. Coach Borino coming to you with all kinds of ideas to get more leads, more clients, more listings, make more money, help more people, be cool in the community, and be a successful real estate rock star. That's what we do here. That's why we're here. So welcome everybody. Kevin here, Grace, Tarun, Anthony, Jesus. Good to have you guys. Glad you could join me. I know it's kind of an unusual time. Lately I've been doing a lot more of these lives because there's just so much to share with you. So today, hey, Jesus, good to have you. We're going to talk about this. This is an authentic rattler we got in New Mexico. Hannah and I and a couple of friends were on a motorcycle trip, and we spent some time in New Mexico. And we had a chance to meet shaman, meet some interesting people down there. It's a wonderful part of the world, really interesting and really intricate. So I will show you what this and this have in common. You want more of these, right? Of course you do. Of course you do. So today I will show you how you can get more of these. It has to do with this. Cool? Now, as always, of course, you guys watching this live, please post questions here. I'll be more than happy to answer it. Since I'm already here, might as well talk, right? How do you get more of these? Here is the rule, guys. You cannot dance and sing about a drought to attract rain. You cannot focus on the drought if you want rain. If you want the rain of the cash, if you want the good clients, if you want plenty of money, if you want good business, if you want pleasant people to work with, if you want easy transactions, if you want to become a real estate rock star, you will never get there by feeding the focus on energy to something you don't want. We live in an all-inclusive universe. We live in a world where what you focus on, you feed energy to. What you focus on, you're asking more of. You ever wonder why we delete all our admins here on Rockstars, delete all the negative posts, all the complaining? You had a bad experience, and I appreciate it. This business can be bumpy at times. No question about it. We all know it has its up and its downs, truly. But if you start complaining, and if you post this horrible experience you had, it's one thing to ask for advice, for opinions, for guidance, that's one thing. But just to whine and to complain, you now made your complaint permanent. You gave it energy. Now more people focus on that, give it even more energy. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to get more of that shit. More of that will come to you. That's how it works. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And where the attention goes and energy flows is what the experience more you're going to get. And you're going to filter out everything else that's contradictory to that you're feeding attention to. So here's what it means. A shaman who dances for rain, who needs the rain to grow the crops, to feed the tribe, always dances and sings about the rain. Focuses only on the rain. Focuses on the water coming from the heaven. Not on the drought. You want to be the rainmaker. You want lots of these. You want, let me play the sound effect. Focus on that. Focus on this. Focus on the freedom you want. Focus on the end game. Who you want to become. How your life looks like. What do you want to architect? One of the first things we do when you come join the Path, my coaching program. Many of you are, Grace, Monica, you guys, Derek. Good to see you, Derek. Hey, Sean, you are my students. What is one of the first things we do? I ask you, put together a vision board. And some of you do it and are excited, and some of you go, well, fuck that. It's kind of a rah-rah, new age, bullshit, California thing. No. The reason I want you to do exercises like putting together a vision board is because it starts shifting from what is, and especially if what is doesn't work for you, to what you want, what will be, what's becoming, what is about to unfold, what is already lined up for you in your mind. But if you think about it, if you look around, the screen you're looking at, either the tablet, the phone, or the computer you're watching this broadcast on, the chair you sit in, everything around you is once a thought. Untangible somebody's thought that through action and more thoughts and more people and more contributions and more attention became something tangible. Thought became a thing. The process is always the same. A thought you have becomes a thing. Now, a thing, of course, can be an experience. It can be a place, or it can be that new Mercedes or the new Rolex you want to wear. But it's always the same. It starts with a focus. You got to shift your focus. So, don't talk about bad experiences. Don't talk about shit you don't want. Don't talk about your debt. Don't focus and feed energy to anything that is not part of your journey. And you may say, well, okay, Borino, that's easy for you to say. You live in a beautiful house, you have a beautiful wife, and your business is thriving and all that. It's easy for you to focus on that. What about my shit? I have student loans up my ass, credit cards. I don't know where my next transaction is going to come from. My mortgage is late. How can you not focus on that? Start simple. You will not shift immediately everything. Of course not. There is momentum. I get that. But what if you started with that simple exercise I showed you the other day? Just write your goal down every day. Put together a simple little vision board. Nothing fancy. It doesn't need to be Picasso artistic collage. Just a few pictures that either represent as metaphorically stuff you want, the lifestyle you want, or specifically, if you want a white Range Rover, put a white Range Rover there. And better yet, put a picture of you next to the white Range Rover. If you want a black Lexus LS450, then sit in one, take a picture of that, put it there. Now you're sending a very clear signal. This is what I want. This is what I'm after. Because two things start happening immediately. You're going to let go of all the shit that didn't work. Guess how it got there in the first place? Of course, through your attention, feeding energy. You're going to start shifting that. But you're also sending the signal to the universe. Now, I'm the last one to tell you how that works. I really don't know. I don't understand the dynamic, but it's just like my car. I pop the hood. I don't know how that fucking engine works. It looks too complicated to me. But I do know how to start it and go from point A to point B. What I'm offering you is the same thing. We could be discussing and debating how the universe, the powers, the energies, and all that. Why not just use it? Why not just use it the way it was intended and designed? You send the signal, this is what I want, this is what I'm after. Now you start feeding it attention, energy, and emotion. The process has begun. The shift has started. And it's something like going to the gym. It's not something like you do once and you're done. You have to repeat it over and over until you deliberately point in the direction of more transactions, more money, good clients, plenty of business, being a rock star real estate agent, being happy, being fulfilled, having the freedom you want. The game of real estate, the success of your game, depends first and foremost on your mindset. There's nothing more important, nothing more vital, no skill, no marketing, no lead generation, no system, more important than your mindset. And I stubbornly resisted this. For years I was fighting this. I was the practical one. But I was also homeless, as you know. You know why? I was working hard plenty. I was prospecting plenty. I was door knocking my ass off. I was doing all the right things. The reason I was not winning, the reason I was still broke, had very little to do with my actions and everything to do with my mindset. Because once I started resetting the mindset, once I started shifting my focus, suddenly the tools were more effective. Suddenly the results shifted. Now, did the market just magically change? No, I worked in real estate, started in real estate in the shittiest market you can possibly imagine. Think about it. Interest rates, the lowest, about 12%. That was the lowest. 12%. 30 to 40% of the inventory out there, out of 10 homes, 3 to 4 were foreclosures. The market was packed. Nothing was moving. Sellers cried when I told them the value of their home very often during my listing presentations. It was a terrible time to be in real estate. So I had all the reasons and all the logical explanation why it was hard, why I was struggling, why I should get out and get a 9-to-5 job, which was the advice most people gave me. So what I changed was my mindset. I did put together a vision board. Guess what? A bunch of people came true. A lot of it. I was shocked. I was pleasantly surprised. I started writing my goals down. I do it to this day. I do it in the morning. I have my routine, 2-3 minutes, my leather bound, you've seen it. I write things down. Some goals I want to accomplish that day. Some goals inspire me this week, some this month, some maybe a year or two. Some even further out. I've been measured by timeline, measured by excitement, by the energy it gives me. It charges me up and it sets the tone of the day. First 2 to 3 minutes, presets how my day is going to go. And I guarantee you, if you just try it for a few days, you're going to notice the difference. The funny thing is, on the days I don't do it, and there are not that many, but when I don't, like when we went on a ski trip, I didn't do it. I didn't bring the binder. I didn't do it. It doesn't feel the same. It's become a habit now. The way you develop all these good habits, the money habits, the production habits, the productive habits, is start with the right mindset. Start with the focusing and talking and thinking, preoccupying yourself way more with the things you want, life you want, people you want, money you want. Talk more about that. Think more about that. Visualize more of that. You're already visualizing anyway. When you're prospecting, do you visualize a pleasant call? Do you visualize assholes? Do you visualize good outcome or shitty outcome? One of the two. We're wired that way. You can't just go blank. Start feeding the energy to the things, people, experiences, and the direction you want to go to. You want it to rain. A lot of these. Dance about the rain. Focus on the rain. Sing about the rain. And not just cash, of course. That's the vehicle, but what it represents. I had a coaching session this morning, and one of the goals that my client Mike had was to contribute to a charity that's really near and dear to his heart. Substantial amount of money. And in his case, that inspires him more than owning a Mercedes or living in a beautiful house or wearing a Rolex. And that's awesome. It's different for everybody, and that's beautiful. That's the way it's supposed to be. But his vision, delivered through the business, through the commission, is his focus. What do you focus on? What do you think about the most? What do you talk about the most? What do you preoccupy yourself the most? And then what mental input do you put in your mind and in your soul, in your heart? Is it contradicting to where you want to be? Do you talk about politics? Do you bitch about the weather? Complain about the economy, the government shutdown, the traffic? That creates all these negative vibrations and emotions that will hold you back? Or do you talk about more about how awesome it is to be in real estate this year? How 2019 is the best year ever possible to be in real estate. There'll be 5.6 million transactions this year. And it's awesome that you have the opportunity to be part of that number, to get a chunk of that pie. Because there's plenty. Do you honestly deep inside believe there is plenty? Do you honestly deep inside believe there are tons of good clients, tons of commissions, tons of opportunities? Do you really believe that? Now, I'm not talking that surface bullshit, the rah-rah, I believe, yes, please. I'm talking deep in here. Because whatever you believe and focus on is going to manifest. That's how it's set up. That's how it works. Whether you like it or not, understand it or not, appreciate it or not, want it or not, whether you still believe it's the new age rah-rah or that's really how it is, doesn't matter. That's how it is. And every single instance proves that. And I fought it hard, and I understand if you do as well. Consider this the moment where you start shifting. Now you say, okay, Borino, cool. I get it. I have my vision board. I'm thinking positively. I've watched my input, watch less news and less bullshit, focus more on pleasant stuff. Podcasts, good books, interesting people, uplifting music. Positive experiences. And I still don't go in the direction I want to go. Why the fuck is that? The problem is one word. The problem is momentum. We used to sail. When I lived in Southern California, we had a sailboat, 35-foot Catalina. We used to sail from the marina to Catalina Island, which is about 24 nautical miles across, about 4-hour, 5-hour sail, depending on the weather. Beautiful sail. You would set the tack. You don't have to do a lot of tacking. You just set it, open a beer, play music. It's awesome. Most of the sailboats under 50 feet would have a big deflector on one of the lines on the mast. And the reason we had to have that is because we were in a shipping lane. And there'd be these giant shipping ships, these container carriers, huge, passing north and south, going to San Francisco, going to Canada. And these are the big-ass ships, huge. And the thing is, you're on your boat, you're crossing the channel, and you're going perpendicular to the track. And we're on the boat drinking, and you see the ship all the way in the distance. Oh, it's no big deal, we're going to cross, no problem. Next thing you know, they're right on top of you, and their fuckers are huge. The biggest problem is they don't see you, and sometimes their radar doesn't pick up on you. For those of you guys who have boats or who are sailors, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it can be very dangerous, and occasionally there has been collisions and deaths and disaster because the big-ass tanker doesn't see you. And the second problem is, even if they notice you when they come close enough, because they have such a big mass, they have so much momentum, it takes 1.5 to 2 nautical miles for him to perfectly stop or start turning. Why is that? Because it's huge and it's heavy and it moves quickly. Same thing happens when you continuously for years have been talking about how money is hard to come by, real estate is hard, it's a dog-eat-dog world, there is not enough, which is what I believed. Since I was 4 years old, I was programmed, money is hard to come by, money is hard to come by. You create momentum, you become like that tanker and you're moving forward in a very steady direction. It's going to require some time and effort to start slowing it down and moving it towards where you want to be. And in many cases, it can be a 180, and that's going to take some time. That's why even if you start this new process, and I applaud you if you do, I know it takes courage, and it takes sometimes blind faith to say, well, this fucking crazy guy Borino told me I'm going to do it whether I believe it or not. And that's good enough. Be patient and kind to yourself and understand that the momentum you've built over the years, the amount of energy and focus you fed to a certain set of beliefs and focus, it's going to take a little bit of time to start shifting. And that's okay. But if you stay with it, sooner or later, you're going to notice the difference. And you know the first thing you're going to notice, the first feeling you're going to feel, which will be the first and very reliable indicator, is you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel a sense of relief. You're going to feel better. You're going to suddenly feel like, I can breathe. I still don't make $20,000 a month, but I feel better. That's the first most important indicator. And then you faithfully stay with it, faithfully repeat the little steps, because the same process that got you to struggle and being broke and not enough business will get you to 50 transactions a year, to $200,000 a year, to a brand new house, to a brand new condo, to a brand new car, to vacations, living debt-free, investing, and more importantly, freedom and peace of mind. That's the secret. One of my favorite books ever, by Miss Jen Sincero, called You're a Badass. And just the title I love. You are a badass. You're doing something extraordinary. You had the courage to abandon the safety and the prison of a 9-to-5 job somewhere and willing to venture out into this wilderness of the unknown called real estate. Whether it was 5 months ago, 5 weeks ago, or 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Some of you veterans like me, we had that memory lane with the MLS book. You've done something courageous. You're doing something extraordinary that 99% of the people would never have the balls, the desire, the skill, or the knowledge, or the blind persistence and faith to do. You already are a badass. You already are a rock star. That's why I call this group rock stars, whether you do 5 deals a year, or 50 deals a year, or 150 deals a year. And I put this group together not based on your dollars earned, but based on your desired destination, is to become that rock star. And if you're happy with 100 grand a year, fine. To me, that's crazy, but whatever. But the tools and the information, and now the spiritual side, the mind side, is, in my opinion, one of the most important ones to help you there. Because I experienced it in my life, and if you're really honest, you probably feel it as well. And we're not talking to Pollyanna here. I'm going to do affirmations now. I mean, do them. That's great. You already do them. Repeating, like I used to, money's hard to come by. Money's just fucking hard to come by. We need to save money. It's just nothing but an affirmation. And here's the thing. What is a belief? Belief is just a repeated thought with emotion. So what emotions did I feel if I kept repeating, money's hard to come by? I felt uncomfortable. I felt scared. That really was an unpleasant feeling. Doesn't it feel better to think $5.6 million? 5.6 million transactions? Let me write it down for you. It's a big fucking number. 5,600,000 transactions projected this year. It was 5.4, give or take, million last year. This year is going to be even better according to the latest research of NER. And they study this, they have data on it. How much of that can be yours? That is what? Let's do math. 6, here we go, divided 365. Look at this, 15,342. See that? 15,342 daily. Number of transactions closed this year. And you're still sitting on your ass. You're not making at least 1 or 2 transactions a week. Come on. There's a boatload of them around you. But you're not going to get there with the wrong mindset. It's impossible. Not to mention, it's not fun. What I'm offering you is a way to ease in. Focus on the rain. More of rain. More money. More good clients. More good times. Easy. That's the secret, my friends. Talk more about what you want. Think more about what you want. Focus more about what you want. Feel good about what you want. Feel good about you being in real estate. Feel good about providing an extraordinary service to your clients that no Zillow and no computer, no machine can ever replace. What you do matters. It's extraordinary. The amount of skill, the amount of knowledge, the desire, the putting up with all kinds of bullshit, stress, and time you have to put in, it's crazy. Most people can't do what you can do. You're already a rock star. Let's focus on that. Talk about that. Think about that. Dream about that. Helpful? All right. What do you say? Grace says, Coach Borino always says, expect success. I have that on a post-it note. That's what I'm talking about, Grace. Yes, expect success. Expect good clients. Expect money. Expect for all of this to work. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be always easy. Of course not. If it was easy, anybody could do it. You could be selling shoes at Payless. That's easy. You can learn that in half an hour. Being a good, successful real estate agent is not easy. But it's worth it. Because you can accomplish something amazing, not just amassing wealth. You can. Buying properties, income properties, helping clients, making money. Awesome. But imagine just how good you're going to feel, how accomplished you're going to feel. You're going to look back and say, fuck me, I'm good. And while 80% of the agents quit and left, you're still here, fighting a good fight. And if you want my help, I'm here. Come do the path. Come get my systems. It's going to make things easier, faster. I'm good at that. I'm good at taking an agent, analyzing. We had 2 sessions this morning. You saw the crazy whiteboard behind me. It was full of notes. I analyze your business. We'll troubleshoot, get you up to speed. But the first thing is always the foundation is your mindset. It's the beliefs and the emotions and the thoughts you carry in your head. It's that little drunken monkey. Yeah? Christopher says, expect success and good life. Yes, totally. Hey, Mr. Ryan Casella, good to see you, my sir. How is the Lambo? Expect the sunshine and prepare for rain. Yeah, I like that. That's an old Chinese proverb that says, expect sunshine, prepare for rain. So you're prepared when the turns suddenly go sideways on you, when something goes derailed. You're prepared, whether somebody says something you don't expect, an objection. A seller who says, no, we want 50,000 more. You're prepared, but you still expect good things to happen. You're still in that mindset of, it's going to be all right. It's going to work out all right. I'm in the right business at the right time, which you are. There is evidence right there. And then you plug in the 3 things we always talk about. What are the 3 things? Mindset, systems, plus action. That's it. But these 2 don't matter if this is not here. The right mindset, the right set of beliefs, the right emotions, the right systems, and taking consistent action. You got these 3 in place, you're unstoppable. It can really be that simple. Do you believe that it can be that simple? Do you believe you can do it quickly? That it shouldn't take years? And it shouldn't take struggle. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. Because deep inside, when I troubleshoot every single one business, every single agent, and I've done it thousands of times now, so I see the patterns. You know what underneath it all is? People don't feel they're good enough. They don't deserve 200, 300, 500 million. I'm here to tell you, you do, and you're worth it. With that, my friends, I wish you a fantastic weekend. Thanks for being here today. a little uplifting live for you. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll talk to you real soon. Coach Borino signing off. Let's go get it. Bye, everybody.